we'll be spending a lot of time in the next year developing a syndication strategy for third parties to come on board and reach our kind of customer base, at least the existing customer base, with the idea that, look, we'll never be able to deliver everything as Reuters, but we know that people would like to come to a single source for everything, at least, if not for the actual brand around the content that we create, but certainly at least for the metadata. They'd really like to have kind of commonality. The reality is people in newsrooms and publishing sites don't like going to kind of 4 or 5 different or 6 or 7 different sites to pull content. We know that, and we have that message quite clearly inside our thinking.
I think Greg's hit the nail on the head, actually. That's one of the biggest challenges for us in terms of syndication is text syndication is complicated enough, but when you've got to have a conversation about metadata, then you've got to have a conversation about formats. You've got to have some quite specialised staff doing that. It can get quite expensive quite quickly. So it needs a massive piece of simplification.
But there's more complex relationships where you're providing feeds to third parties and you have shared revenue models and other things. But some of the things, for example, that you've done, Andy, with TechCrunch and others, where you just you give them a player and they put it in their site if it's compelling content because it helps them tell a story they're trying to tell, and you've got content that helps with that process. That can be tremendously effective. And from our perspective as a platform provider, what we're trying to do is give customers the ability to have that player ready to go, so that when they have the hot news and they happen to be fortunate to have created interesting content that everybody wants to see, they've got a vehicle they can quickly get that around.
Yeah,
and have it spread virally.
And the new audiences and young people, they're not necessarily going to the BBC homepage or CNN homepage. They're going to Facebook and they're doing search, or they're Caroline?
We've seen quite a lot of success in that area with Adult Swim in particular, where you will launch partners with people like YouTube and Bebo, and unlike, as you were saying, not putting branding around it, we thought, well, people actually don't necessarily know the brand Adult Swim, and they might enjoy this clip, but then they would want more, and also want to sort of learn more, in the gaming area. It may not just be around video. So we've got, opening branding with the URL in it, but also replace the static TV bug with the URL as the bug. And we've seen some great success. And it's not only just been on the big players like YouTube, but also just in blogs. And we've sort of traced that journey and found that since spikes in our traffic relate to just somebody else having embedded our videos on their blog, and that's actually impacted on our site. So I think there's a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities.